Hey everyone, I'm Royal.
I'm Vanessa.
And this is Exposed. Episode 7.
Let's fucking go.
Shout out to everyone who watched our little runway review with JPG. Like, that was honestly so fun to do.
Yes, a lot of putting pictures in, but we made it.
Right. I know Vanessa did that one, so shout out to you.
Yeah, if you notice, it was a little fucked.
Oh, no, it was good. It was good. But yeah, we got a nice episode for you today. You know, Vanessa.
We are back.
We're back. We've been gone for technically a week only for you guys, but Vanessa's been somewhere. You'll talk about that. You'll talk about that later.
I've been out and about.
Out and about. She's a traveling woman. What we're wearing, I'll just do me first because I'm the skirt is literally just like a jean skirt from wherever. This is a Calvin Klein top, which I was like trying to remember where I got it from, but I don't know. I just like thrifted it or something. Other than that, nothing much. Just, you know, I thought I'd wear some blue on a nice spring day.
Love. Where are these like thigh-high socks from? They're cute.
I don't know. Maybe like Target or something before the boycott, but
I like them. They look cool.
Thank you. Yeah, they're nice. I don't. Yeah, you guys can see them.
I've been digging like doing like sheer socks.
Right.
They're cool.
I've been getting in my bag too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm wearing Max's diesel shirt. We were just in Spain, so I'm just like stealing clothes from my boyfriend now. But this diesel shirt was really cool. We went to the diesel store while we were there. And I just have to say, like, so much of the menswear from this season is like so male manipulator.
Oh my god, I can
like
imagine.
the distressed like jeans and stuff. But anyway, I felt like I would kind of give off that energy today. So I have some jorts that I also got there. They're actually Levi's. Like I love all the shopping we did were just like American brands, but
you know.
Yeah, I gotta do it. And then I have this little belt that's for my mom. Nice. And then these shoes, I don't recommend these. Do not buy them. They're the shoes from hell.
Really?
Like, yeah, I had a friend recommend like La Moda, which is like this fast fashion brand for cheap shoes when I was in college. And I was like, oh, perfect. Like, I have no money. I'll go get fucking shoes. And they're like the worst quality ever, but they make you like so tall. So I would wear them out clubbing. And it is the most uncomfortable, painful shoe to wear. And I don't complain about my shoes. Like, if I complain about my shoes, that means I'm like bleeding raw. Like, I'm to the bone. So, but they do make you tall. So.
And they, you know, they may not be nice, but they do look nice.
Yeah, I do love the like
little buckle.
Whatever this is called.
Yeah,
it's like a wide
heel.
Yeah,
it's like a pyramid or whatever.
Yeah, they used to be my snowshoes for a while.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you know, always got to bring it to them.
Right. Well, obviously, let's talk about what we've been up to. You got the whole portion of this because while you were in Spain, I was still just here.
Yeah,
I don't know,
just
going about
rotting here in America.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I went to Spain with Max and Bonnie went to Spain.
Before me.
Facts. Yeah, that actually was very hard to do to get your dog to Spain. I would not recommend doing that. But and then Max's parents were also there. And so we went to Barcelona first. Barcelona. And we did some good shopping. Probably next episode I'll wear the like really cool shoes that I got. They're from Mista. So that is like the one brand that was not American that I actually bought.
They got a store on the Lower East Side?
Yeah, they do have a store on the Lower East Side. They kept telling me that the prices are more expensive.
Really?
Yeah, and I assume it's like probably a tariff thing. But like while I was there, the whole tariff thing was like happening. So I said to the sales clerk, I was like, "Oh yeah, especially right now, the prices must be crazy," like referring to the tariffs. And she like looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like obviously this girl from Spain does not know what's happening in American politics. Like that's such a American centric way of like going about life.
But everybody knows this, and everybody wants to be us, right?
Right? Yeah."
Except maybe like our political leaders, of course.
Exactly. Like I know everyone's just tuning in to hear about what's going on in America. But yeah, so we also went to the Picasso Museum, #cultured. And then the Sagrada Familia, which is like this insane church where they have like the world's best stained glass.
Really?
Um,
Oh wait, yeah, I remember you guys talking about that.
yeah, like gotta pay my respects to the big man upstairs. And then we went to
You're
this.
like Nieper, John. Or what?
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is definitely not the house of God. But we also went to this place called Montserrat, which is Montserrat or something.
It's a font too.
Yeah,
And an island.
It was just like, it's basically like sleepaway camp for choir boys from around the Catalonia religion or like what are those called? Catalonia like states, countries.
No clue.
Whatever.
No.
I don't know. They're like they're all Catholic. They all do their like church things, and then they all get sent to this school up in the mountains to only live with priests. And then when they're 14, they're asked to leave because they hit puberty and their voices go down.
Gross.
It was so eerie. Like the whole time I was there,
But it's a house of God.
No, it was also misty as hell that day, so it just added like the fog.
God.
Yeah, we were up in the mountains, and I was like, oh my God. So like, let's just say for perhaps like, you know, just a theoretical, you're one of these like little church boys and something happens to you up there with priests, like you have no way of escaping.
No.
Like you're up in the mountains, you're away from your entire family.
The power dynamic.
The power dynamic is crazy. But I mean, it was really pretty.
But they're men of God. They would never do that.
Yeah. No, even the nuns weren't allowed to be on site. They were like super far away. And
yeah, they're like, no. Oh, God. Yeah, that's. Ugh.
Yeah. So like really weird vibes. But that same day, we just went to like a wine tasting. So after getting all of that, we just got drunk and had a great time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And next we went to this insane villa and it was on a nude beach, which like that was the highlight of my entire trip. Like the first day we went there, I like am sitting looking out at the ocean from the villa and I look down and there's just a completely naked man.
You're like, what?
Yeah, no, we didn't know it was a naked beach.
Oh my God.
And there's just like this obviously they're always old European like grandpas.
Totally.
And they're completely bronzed.
Shriveled up, just
yes.
like leather skin.
I was like laughing, saying to Max, like, oh, you know who comes here often? Because they have no tan line. And so the first day I was like, I'm not getting naked around. There was no women there. And I was like, what the But second day.
Yeah. You're like, okay.
Well, second day we go down and it's like all couples and like men and women and like way more women. And obviously it's like kind of rude to just like not be naked because it's like we're all fucking naked. So we went there and Bonnie went there with us. And we had to like bring her back because she was like
she didn't have a collar on, right? When you brought her down there.
No, she was literally like, harassing people.
Oh my God.
She like jumped onto this lady's like towel and stuff and started like doing this thing and I was like, oh shit, like you can't I know, I'm like, you can't go harass all the naked people
this
here
is in America.
Yeah, but highly recommend if you have the chance to do that in your lifetime, like go have your little puswabi out.
Oh my God.
It was so free.
No, I can imagine. I can imagine.
We went into the like ice cold water, like completely like in there like But that was great. So I highly recommend the nude beach. We went to Madrid after and saw flamenco dancing. Ooh. And that is very gay. That was so cool. Like it was so emotional. They were like sobbing.
Really?
Yeah.
You were?
No, not me.
Oh,
no, but the like
people.
the like performers.
Oh, okay.
When they were like singing, it was like so passionate.
Oh my God, I can imagine it's so beautiful.
And there was like a cello player and then the flamenco dancer and they like danced and sang together and I was like, these bitches are in love. Like I don't know if I think I just
that's Spanish love.
I was just moved. Love. That's probably not even like true.
You were like, I was 7 wine glasses in and I knew they were lovers.
I knew. I could tell instantly. But yeah, oh my God, so good. The shopping was really good too. They have this like store called Wow Concept, which is like so funny to me. Like, wow, Concept. I love like European countries where they take American words and like make it the name. There was something called like Hyper China too. Like
yeah, it's like those shirts you see in like foreign countries that aren't English speaking, and they'll just have random like words on them, like
Yeah.
lettuce basketball or
Yes,
something,
that
you
was
know?
exactly the vibe. But WoW concept is like their essence. So
Okay.
they had Diesel, they had Jean Paul Gaultier, they had. I got to try on
Oh,
everything. I
I
was like
love.
having such a good time, and then now Max knows what to get me for my
Oh,
birthday.
here we go. That was the actual reason you went in there. You're like, yeah, pay good attention, Max. Let's take pictures of everything.
No, I did. I was like, oh, like he came in the changing room with me. I was just doing like photo shoot.
No, we
So
love that.
yeah,
We love
but it was
that.
great. It was cute. Yeah, that's actually where I got this, and
Okay, nice.
I got some Juicy Couture jeans.
I know. Shout out.
So
Shout
or
out.
shorts.
I
They're
still
like
need to get a set. I really want a set.
they were really cute. Then it was like $60, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh, okay,
like,
it's pretty well priced.
we got to do a matching set
Mhm.
episode.
I agree.
like-
Let's totally do it. Let's go. Maybe we're gonna look up where they sell them here.
Oh my god, they that or though
We'll
do
get it
you think
online.
they do? Yeah, I feel like they don't. You probably only have to do it online.
I don't know. Whatever. We'll look into this.
We'll look into
Okay,
it.
that's basically everything from Spain. I think you can hand over speaking to you now.
Yeah. So I watch some movies at home, which I'm not a big home movie watcher, and
Mm.
if I am, it kind of has to be either by myself or like I don't know. I love obviously the cinema and having like, a giant screen and stuff. But me and my roommate Zoe watched Baby Girl, obviously because like so many people had talked about it. It was everywhere online. I feel like when it was coming out. Oh my god, I got an eyelash in my eye. Ugh, was just kind of like,
I heard
like
so many good things.
I
So
did
I'm
too.
like, yeah, I'm surprised by that, but I definitely will probably agree with your stance, so I'm gonna skip it.
I was like really excited to watch it. And I'm sorry, Harris Dickinson, like the guy in the movie, just kind of fell flat. Not much happens. I feel like. I feel like it's I don't know. I was expecting it to be like way like kinkier and like I don't want to say 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
but-
you wanted butthole, you wanted
Get
holes
out of
out,
here.
you wanted straight porn.
No. But like, yeah. I was just like, oh, even for like kind of like a kink movie, it was kind of nothing. I don't want to say
Mm.
nothing, but yeah, I was just kind of bored. And then, well, I have a rant about Nicole Kidman and like Botox. That we'll save that for later.
Gag.
But it was just two non-American people playing two American people, and there were just moments in the movie where I was like, oh, the accent's shown a little bit.
Oh no.
But like, yeah, wasn't the biggest fan. Didn't think it was horrible, but I was like, damn. I think if I'm being completely honest, I think a lot of people loved it because they were like, oh my god, Harris Dickinson is so hot. He's like so daddy in this. And I was just like, sure, but yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan. Also watched A Complete Unknown with Timmy in it. Very hyped as well. Kind of was meh on that too. I don't know
Okay.
what it was. It was like cool, and I didn't think he did like a bad job. I thought he did a good job singing and everything. But yeah, it was just kind of meh for me, And then last night we watched Don't Worry Darling. That was mid too. I'm
Yeah.
like 3 for 3 on just watching movies and being like, oh, like I kind of didn't really think much of that,
Yeah, that's kind of devastating. I feel like that was the woman's like Get Out.
Yeah.
It's like if I
I was
haven't
reading Letterboxd and it was like, finally white women have their own Get Out or some shit.
yeah, like if I had not seen that concept or Severance or The Substance
or The
like,
Matrix.
yeah, then like that would be revolutionary. But I think we just watched it for all the drama.
Right.
And
right.
I think it was good up until like the very end. Like she didn't.
the
we
ending
did-
kind of fell flat.
It was like,
a cop-out.
oh, was all a dream.
Right.
Like when you're 5 years old and that's when you right. Like I don't.
The music was good. It was some nice like 1950s like jazz and just kind of the pop music. I liked that aspect. And obviously it's just like so mysterious and like, okay, well, what's going on and everything. I guess we won't spoil the twist, but yeah, I was just let me tell you, I don't know. No, I don't want to like keep doing spoilers about it. Obviously, it's what, like 2 years old now.
Yeah.
Also, my family visited, and it's fun taking him around, especially since like they've been here a couple times to where we're not doing all of the crazy
Statue of Liberty, like
even though wait, they did go, but
yeah.
if I'm being honest, happened was I don't know. I think maybe since it's tourist season or something, they had the tickets super weird where you like couldn't get more than like 2 tickets at a time. So they messed up and didn't have a ticket for me. And I was like, oh no.
Oh, no.
I'm going to walk around the city for like 2.5 hours on this super nice day. Ugh. But we went to the Met. And honestly, I hadn't been for, God, probably since like last September, October maybe. And so it was nice to go. I love the Met so much.
That's a good tourist activity. It's like at least something you'll really enjoy. And
exactly.
It's not really overplayed. Love.
That's the thing. And I really have to feel like my little like 14-year-old brother was there and he was like wanting to see everything. And I was like, dude,
no, you can't.
We got to go. Like we can't pick and choose everything. But I really was looking at like the Victorian like staging rooms they have.
I love those.
Where everything is just so ornamental, like, and just kind of staying there looking at like the really fine details. I love it. I feel like I'm in like my looking at all those like Renaissance and like technically it's not Renaissance, it's like Baroque paintings and things like that. I feel like I'm in that bag. Like I want to go back and just kind of spend like a lot of time.
It's like you're in a palace or something.
Right.
I love those rooms.
So cool. And then I had my little brother who's 14 and then my other little brother who's 7, and I just had a day with them where I'm just like what do I do? Where do I take kids in the city? Because everywhere I want to go, I'm like, I'm not taking children to the Lower East Side. Like, we're not going. Like, we went to like Little Italy. And I was like, okay,
that's a good spot.
Maybe you guys will fucking like this. But that was fun. It was fun playing mom for the day and just wrangling them.
I know. Did you say you put a what's the tracker?
Yeah,
thing?
I gave an AirTag to my little brother. He's not 7. He's 9. And I was like, listen. You're going to put this in your pocket just so if anything happens, I have peace of mind.
You like microchipped him. I love that.
Literally. No, I was honestly thinking of like getting him one of those wristbands with the AirTags because I was not about to lose this. I wasn't about to Home Alone him and get him lost in New York like that. And it really is like peace of mind. But we also went on like Saturday and this kid had stamina. He'd like never been to Central Park because he'd been into the city one time before. We like walked so much, but he was going.
Really? Yeah, that's the difference between like your parents and then your like younger brother. Because if I bring my parents, they're like, we're doing one activity and then it's bedtime.
Well, it very much was like towards the end of it when he was getting tired, it was just bribing him with ice cream. Oh, we'll get ice cream when we go home. You'll be good. And then he just like is fine afterwards.
I see.
But we went to Rockefeller, and then we went to FAO Schwartz. Oh my God. Ugh, I wanted to literally, you just know how it is. 1 million kids, 1 million parents, and they're all tourists. So they're walking in front of you, and then all of a sudden you like have to stop on a dime because they're just standing in the middle of the road, stopping the flow of traffic. Whatever. I could complain about that for 9 trillion years, but
maybe we need a pet peeves episode because I was about to jump in on that. I'm like, no,
well, wait,
relax.
We can't jump in on that, and then we'll take a little break and get into like what's new in fashion and everything, because I feel like all New Yorkers do feel that of where just, I don't know, people like need etiquettes when they're getting into big cities and knowing how to go to the side on the side of the sidewalk, don't stand in the middle.
Subway. Like when yesterday we were walking together, like honestly the subway etiquette is
horrible.
Insane. Because people don't know how to drive here, so they walk on either side.
Yes.
And like I just don't understand why people will. I'm gonna get a little angry,
Yeah.
but like, why can you not wait for people to get out of the subway before coming in? Like, if you're standing out on the platform in
Oh my
front of the
God,
door
it's
like this, like
so crazy.
that shit makes me so
I'm
mad.
kind of a bitch. I'll go, excuse me.
Yeah,
And then I'll do it really quickly. I'm not gonna be like mean to the person, but I'm like, you need to move out of the way. Like, I'm trying to get off this terrain.
yeah. Oh, so frustrating. But anyway, okay.
Yeah. Well, no, yesterday we were in like Nolita, Soho, Little Italy. And God, it's just like all these groups of people coming from I'm such an elitist. I'm like,
From
only New Yorkers should be in
Jersey.
the city.
Yeah, you're like, I hate all these like families coming for their freaking weekend
I know,
outing.
that's the thing, is like they're really excited to come here. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck? Why are you here?
I know. We went to this restaurant. And we were just like, oh my god, look at those like little girls from Jersey.
Yeah, there's this
Like,
group of like middle school, high school girls, and I'm like, oh my God, I've been there before.
yeah, I was like, we need to stop giving them hate because they're just existing, and
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I will say, I feel like the tourists, like they like link arms and barricade.
Oh.
Like, why are you creating like literally a barricade?
Literally, don't piss me off. Like, don't. I was in the East Village on like Friday. Obviously, such a nice day. We're finally in spring, so my endorphins and serotonin are back to normal levels.
Mm-hmm.
And legitimately, this group of old like Italian tourists, I'm not joking, it was a wall of people on the sidewalk. And I'm just like, this is impressive that you're stretching yourself out so much in the middle of the sidewalk. Yeah, and I'm just like,
It's the Great Wall of Italian tourists.
literally,
like,
no, yeah. I'm like, are we? I don't know. It seems like they've reverted back to having no spatial awareness. But anyways, okay, rant, whatever, rant done. Let's take a break and we'll be back.
cut the cameras dead ass.
Okay, we're back. Definitely didn't do a little snack break, going to the deli.
Had a little something.
An unmarked energy drink.
Right.
You know?
Energy drink companies that want to
Mhm.
sponsor us.
Mhm.
I'm kind of picky though, so like it better taste good.
Yeah. But let's just get into girl, what's new in fashion.
Breaking news: Coco Gauff, Miu Miu x New Balance.
Love. We'll
fa-
put a picture up here. I like what the like photo shoot they did.
Actually, love Coco Gauff. She
Oh my God.
plays tennis with my brother.
Really?
Yeah, because like she's from like where my parents live
Oh
in
my
Florida.
God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so but she's a doll. We love her. She's
Miss
an angel.
Open winner. I have her Vogue cover at home right now. Like a very beautiful golden dress.
Literate.
Yeah, I remember when she won, everyone was going crazy on TikTok. It was so great.
But yeah, fashion brands are loving tennis and golf. Very preppy. I think Louis Vuitton did a golf thing recently with Jenny, I believe. She was like the model.
Lacoste obviously did too. Well, obviously they're known for golf stuff, but yeah, that's nice. Chris Abano, which is like this jewelry like fashion brand, which I really like. I like a lot of their pieces on Instagram. They made this super beautiful piece for Missy Elliott for, I think it was Coachella, I'm pretty sure.
Very cool spiky
Oh my God,
stuff.
just like
Yeah.
so beautiful. Again, we'll put a picture up here for that as well. But like, yeah, like the bullet shells on the outside, very Missy Elliott, super cool. Yeah, Coachella main stage debut. And then this like kind of crazy bedazzled helmet, and just really interesting. So we'll link that down below so you can look at the other stuff they made. But yeah, Chris Abana, also just a really cool brand. I would recommend them.
Luar had their first pop-up in the WSA building, which we need to go one day because it's just a really cool like fashion loved building.
I did the castings right next door for them too a couple weeks ago.
They're like I used to have a client there, so I would go in all the time, but
Mhm.
they have really, I don't know, like it's just a
You
very
showed
cool
me
modern,
photos, and
like
yeah.
yeah, like everything from the lobby to the bathrooms are really well like designed. It's like my dream that one day we
N-
get an office in MF
Oh,
there. So
absolutely.
speaking it into existence.
MFXWSA? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, hit
Yes.
me up, leasing owner. If you
For
got some
free
deals.
rent though, for
Yeah.
free rent, please. I don't think we can afford
support
$50,000 a month.
support the arts,
Yeah.
man. No,
Uh,
I love that. He said, the designer Raul Lopez said, I wanted to create a cute New York moment to give the kids an opportunity to come in and try on things and get their little summer looks together.
that's very nice. Definitely
Yeah,
all the rich kids.
right. I'm like, I don't know what kids are buying Loire, but I would
I
like
wish
to
that
be
was
one.
me when
I
I
would
was a
like to be
kid.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyone
exactly.
willing to adopt two fully grown children? Go ahead. But
I think there's guys on Twitter who will do that.
I got nice feet.
Yeah.
It's a fact. But yeah, there's also Jack Moo's pop up, which I wanted to like kind of talk about the difference between these
Where
two.
was that?
That was in LA.
Okay.
But the Jack Moose was like all yellow with tons of stars, and they had bananas and flowers. It was very
that funny clip where he's like, "Oh, I love the banana." Someone was like, "He complimented my like outfit. I'm gonna die." Like I would too.
I feel like it was just very gimmicky and like Instagrammable. Like it
Oh.
gave very Museum of Ice Cream vibes.
Which feels so on brand for having it in LA.
Yeah.
You know?
But I feel like the difference between like the Loire pop up was like you get to go on and try the clothes and like actually
Mhm.
interact with that and like he said, have their New York moment versus like
It's
the
more photo ops.
photo
and,
ops. Like no
sets.
one's trying the clothes. You just have these giant props that are getting thrown away.
Totally.
But yeah, they look cool, and the marketing is like, you know, that's what they make these pushes for. But I'm just like, as a consumer or someone that works in advertising and marketing, and it's kind of like tiring. I don't know. I'm like, I see the giant like versions of a huge banana or whatever, and I'm like, maybe at first I was like, wow, cool, but
now it's a little.
I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, maybe make it about the experience of like collecting with the clothes. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
when I was in Madrid and we got to try on Jean Paul Gaultier, like there's not really a lot of stores that you get to try on like fashion designers stuff.
Honestly.
Like a pop-up like the Loire one where it's in this like building that's you can go into and explore and like I don't know, have this moment with the clothes. I think is like what's cool to me versus like having a giant banana or like fruit stand.
Absolutely. It's more about the clothes versus, oh, how can we get as many influencers here so they'll post about it and then we'll get more clicks and XYZ and XYZ. No, I totally get what you're saying. Like it really is the feelings with it. Because it is also okay, yeah, what type of people are you attracting that's gonna bring a certain vibe to your pop-up.
Right.
Though I don't know. I feel like also in New York, everybody will just go to random pop-ups.
I know. Every time you see like a giant line, you're like, oh, it's
always in
the
Soho.
Sabrina Carpenter X Hello Kitty X Haiti, like whatever bullshit.
100%. Not Haiti.
No, we love Haiti. No hate towards Haiti.
That's funny. LVMH and Kering, which if you don't know are like the two giant business conglomerates that own all the fashion brands. LVMH, Louis Vuitton, and a bunch of them. Kering,
literally everything.
Literally, Kering has Gucci, YSL, Bottega Veneta. Report dips in revenue in Q1 2025. LVMH had like a 14% drop in their stock after I think they reported like 4% drop in revenue, which I think is really funny because I'm like, these people are all idiots. I don't know. It's all so crazy that like, oh my God, there's a little dip in revenue. Like we gotta sell the stocks in this. The company's going down. I feel like there's such a like brain rotted out capitalistic view of things of where if literally a company isn't having growth month over month, if there is not just a complete uphill then it's going in the trash.
Yeah, fire everyone.
The business is gonna end. Like, it's gonna go bankrupt. And I'm just like, that's like a stupid way of thinking about things. But obviously, very capitalistic.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. I mean, with recession indicators, whatever. But
Come on,
like,
what's your business analysis on
no,
this?
actually,
Did you write a dissertation?
I am like reading a book about it, so I will talk more about that later. But yeah, I will save the one thought I have.
Jonathan Anderson is at Dior Men now, which I'm like, seems very fitting. Seems very fitting for him. Like, I feel like, I'm excited to see where he's gonna go now. And
I think it's time Dior is like playful again. Because
obviously they're very serious.
They're super serious right now, and I think Jonathan Anderson is the guy to like come in and make it exciting. I think that's like why they want him, and all these rappers that wear Dior finally get to have like,
rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
Our boy. They finally get to have like pieces that are comical and they'll like buy a lot because
absolutely,
that's I think that it was kind of the business decision there, is that he's gonna have these pieces like that are super iconic,
fun and whimsy. There's a really good interview that I would recommend, which I'll link it down in the description, by this lady who does a podcast called Fashion Neurosis, and she has all the biggest fashion people. What is her name? Because she's big in fashion too. But they'll all be laying on a couch and it's like a top-down shot. And she interviewed him, and he like, oh my God, talks about, growing up in Ireland during the car bombs and everything, and like all these crazy things happening. But anyways, I don't know, that just popped into my head. I'd recommend that interview. I'd also just recommend Fashion Neurosis. Really good interview podcast, done stuff with like, Rick Owens, just so many really big designers. I think she had John Galliano on possibly, but
oh, cool. I mean, finish watching this first.
Yeah, finish watching this. Don't kill our attention. But I thought, yeah, it was a cool interview, and just to get an insight into the designer himself.
That's cool. I do love like getting to hear their perspectives and kind of learning more about their personalities, because
absolutely,
a lot of them are crazy.
And very like, I feel like a lot of these designers, are just known for being reclusive.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, pop culture. The Pope croaked. RP, but we need to watch that movie. What was it?
Conclave.
Conclave.
Yeah. I'm like, damn. This is, it's really interesting. I can't believe they like use their ad spending on that, just to kind of drive more attention. More revenue.
Yeah, they actually shot the Pope.
Allegedly. No. Oh, Bonnie didn't like that joke.
Actually, it was JD Vance.
It was.
That's what Bonnie's saying. She's like, no, it was JD Vance. They didn't shoot him.
I saw someone be like, ugh, that would have been a great episode for Veep, where like she goes and visits the Pope and then he dies the day after.
But apparently Trump wore a blue suit to the funeral, which the dress code is black.
Like, it's so funny how he literally is just an idiot.
Yeah.
It's actually not funny. It's actually kind of scary because I'm like, oh my God, he's an idiot.
Yeah. Well, I was like reading the reporting on this, and they were like bashing him, and they were like, well, Zelensky, who they were bashing for not wearing a black suit or wearing a suit at all to the White House, wore a black suit, followed the dress code. And then at the very bottom, I saw that they wrote, Biden also wore a dark blue suit. And I'm like, okay. I mean, like, yeah, I will also jump the bandwagon and say fuck Trump at all times. But like, I love the fact that like Biden also wore a blue suit, and they just like, I don't know. It was
idiots.
Like,
they're both idiots.
Yeah, it was like 90% of the article was like fuck Trump, like what an idiot. And then at the end, it's like, Biden, who also wore a deep blue suit.
Oh my God.
I was like, all the people in our country are insane.
Oh, don't.
But it's all right. It's all right. Maybe we'll bring it to something more fun.
Well, like, yeah, he's a fucking idiot for doing that. It is funny to see like all these world leaders who were like, I saw someone be like, they were baking under the sun in the 70-degree Fahrenheit heat. And I'm like,
70
I
degrees.
know, 70 degrees. Like, what are you?
Like-
that's such like a European mindset where they're like 70 degrees. It's boiling, even though it's literally not in England. I'm doing an British accent.
Yeah, in degrees they don't do.
Well, it said Fahrenheit. It didn't say Celsius. That was the weird thing, and I was like, oh. Anyways, semantics. Addison Rae.
Addison Rae, which actually is just Addison now.
Yeah.
She's like Cher.
I know it is. Girl, since Diet Pepsi came out, I've been on her thing. I remember listening to her like EP that she put out 2 years ago maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, this like isn't bad. It's very like poppy. Loved Diet Pepsi when it came out, and Aquamarine, which was like a snippet on TikTok for so long and like honestly helped me see the vision. But honestly, I was on the bandwagon when I heard she was listening to Arca. Okay? Because I'm sorry, like I will respect you if you like and listen to Arca, because I know she can be a little bit, some of her albums can be a little bit polarizing, you know? Like
I was so late to the Addison Rae thing. Like, I feel like I but I just knew of her being like this Gen Alpha celebrity on TikTok.
Gen Alpha? She's Gen X.
I know, but she was the celebrity for Gen Alpha.
Yes, she's very much like, TikTok dancer, TikTok celeb, but broke out of that.
I know, but that's why I was like not, like I hadn't jumped on board till literally now. I was like, oh my God, I'm so freaking late to this. But
it was definitely giving like, okay, white girl TikTok dancer.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'll brush her off. But like, honestly, what won me over is her fashion. Like, fine. All right, you get your credibility because
she's been taking leaps. Like, did you see her Coachella
That's
fit?
exactly what I was gonna say. Her like pink polka dot look, and
which we need to give flowers to the girl who
designed that
Dara, or who, you know, her like. Oh my God! What do you call
stylist? Yeah, Dara,
who's like
icon,
amazing as well.
So cool.
She, don't even
that is motherfucker in the room.
She honestly,
Dara's got the sickest looks.
Honestly, definitely one of the people at the forefront of fashion who is really pushing forward. We're definitely, girl, we're moving into these 2010s shit. We're moving into the 2010s. That was what her polka dots was all about.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, I so see the vision because she's bringing back, like, the 2010s Kesha, like...
sleeves, like, indie sleeves, which I have mixed feelings. And I know I'm going to come around because obviously it's a trend and, like, whatever. But, it just...
She's making it look good, though.
She is.
She's making it look good, and I love her little giggles about cigarettes, like her smoking with her feet.
I know, like headphones on is literally her being like, my mom and dad got divorced, and I'm super sad, but I listen to music and smoke cigs, and I'm like
wait a minute.
Yes.
I was like this with Addison Rae, and then she said that, and I'm like, I fancy myself a skinny cig here and there.
Exactly. But shout out our girl Addie. Honestly, the like really funny thing that people have been clowning. I haven't seen it a ton, but they were joking and being like, yeah, all the people that love Addison Rae are called racists. And I'm like, let's not keep that going.
Oh God. That's bad. Because usually it's like, the fans call themselves what they want.
Right. No,
you gotta cut that shit.
A joke, but I'm like, I ain't saying that.
That's hilarious.
Obviously, I don't think anybody else is gonna be like, yeah, guys, I'm a racist. Like, no.
Oh God. Okay, now I'd like to make it sad again. Drag Race and Pose star icon Jiggly Caliente dies at age 44 from severe infection on her leg. That is devastating. Jiggly Caliente was like such an icon, and it got me thinking because Royal doesn't watch that much Drag Race. You've seen like 2 seasons? Or no, not even.
I've seen 2 episodes. Maybe.
2 episodes, okay. But I have seen so many headlines where Drag Race girls are passing away this year. Like from January, 5 have died.
Which is like really crazy. It's so sad.
Yeah, all different reasons, but Sahara Davenport, Chi Chi DeVane, Cherry Valentine, Bandit, and the Vivian, like they were all huge icons. A few of them were like um, medical issues, which has me thinking like I assume that these girls went most of their lives without health insurance because
Probably, yeah.
they're like drag performers, and obviously
Mhm.
until they get famous they don't really have the funds
No.
to like pay for that. So I don't know, just
It
something that was like really sad. And
it really is. I wonder what obviously just being, in the queer community and like the death rates are higher, the suicide rates are higher and
mm-hmm.
things. Yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace to all the queens.
We love you guys, and
Love you.
rest in power.
Rest in power.
Okay, back to giggles. Charlie XCX. Did you see this for
The
Coachella? Miss should be headliner.
mm-hmm.
And then Green Day responded with actual
Yeah.
headliner.
I'm like, okay, Green Day, all right. Yeah, you guys have your flowers, but it is, I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me that Coachella will have these people where I'm like, Green Day's great. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, Billie Joe Armstrong, queer icon. Well, bi icon. I would say bi icon. But I'm just like, yeah, why can't you really can't give Charlie XCX like the biggest, like who's literally at the forefront of everything right now. But I'm ready for Brass Summer 2.0. I
Yeah.
really am. And if I'm being honest, I know there's the haters who are like, no, we're done with this. This is so overplayed. No, girl. I was at Prospect Park last week. Sorry. Anyways, you get your.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I remember you bitches were at the club last summer doing Charlie XCX nights. All right,
Exactly.
let's
No, the
not
Brat
forget
Nights
where
were
you were.
crazy. And have any of you listened to the album since then? Have you put in your due diligence, angels? Okay. Oh.
Sorry, you're just so funny. I just am throwing my phone around now.
No, but she also had like the ending of her set. Did you see that whole thing?
I
Where
did
she
not.
was just like, it was a whole, I don't know, it literally like almost made me tear up. It was very much like, thank you for Brat Summer. This was amazing. And she was like, is it over? ... Maybe, but like, it was the whole thing. I recommend go watching it. The thing I love is that right as Coachella is happening, my TikTok algorithm will give me the iPhone clips of people who will have uploaded it like 5 minutes ago who have like 200 followers.
Oh, I love
So I'm
that.
like, oh my
Live
God,
on the scene reporting.
Exactly. I'm like, oh my God, wait, it's like I'm here. Like, we love that. We love that.
Oh, that's good. I love that. Okay.
Are we going to get into
Royal Rants?
Royal Rants, bitch. This is what I wanted to talk about before with Baby Girl and like all of these actors getting Botox and like freezing their face. Now, necessarily do I think you have to make crazy facial expressions to be a good actor, but like Nicole Kidman and Baby Girl and just having frozen eyebrows and forehead, I feel like I was just noticing it more. And you could say like in the movie she's a CEO, obviously most women CEOs and most women in their 30s 40s, obviously even late 20s and even like early 20s,
preventative Botox
are getting Botox. And I'm like, I feel like it's affecting Hollywood. Same thing with like lip fillers. When I'm like seeing some girl in some show and I'm just like,
it'll take you out of it for a little bit, because like I remember Iron Claw when I saw Zac Efron for a sec, and like he was like really Botoxed up. I was like, whoa.
Which I don't know. Obviously, it's a thing where I'm like, okay, I don't want to hate on these people. Yeah. They're just doing that, and if it makes them feel good, it's good.
Well, also the pressure, obviously, of being in Hollywood and having to like look hot and sexy.
You can't age in the slightest. So there are overarching things, but I think it is really just killing us. But isn't that how this round robin goes? It's a trend right now, looking and having a baby face and things, and I really am curious to see where this is gonna go on the clock, because obviously like early 2010s, it was such plumped up lips, like super blocky eyebrows and just like very contoured face. I don't know. It is really interesting to see, but yeah, I've just been noticing it more and more of where it's just like the expressions feel less. And now you have, like older male guys, like, yeah, and it really is interesting to see. And I feel like it is affecting, cinema. And I don't want to say like, I don't want to put a negative or positive connotation, even though I have been putting a negative connotation on it. But yeah, I'm just noticing it in these films. And I wonder if we will come to a point where they will be like, do you have Botox or not? Can you move your eyebrows? Like, are you going to be able to give us certain expressions?
I feel like so much of that is like obviously the industry pressure to look young. And I remember I was watching this interview and Meryl Streep said that I think she turned 50 at 1 year, and she said that she had gotten offered the role of 3 witches that year, 3 different witches, and she was just like,
it messes with your head.
Yeah.
And the people who are doing this are literally old, raggedy, ugly white men. Obviously, we shouldn't put looks into this, but literally, like, it's so crazy.
Like, you could use what are they called? CC or 2?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, that's nasty. That was nasty.
Yeah.
I won't take that back.
All right, let's just go into New York's Hottest Club. These are really only you.
New York's Hottest Club is outdoor seating. Thank you very much. Although we don't have very much of it because something like 70%, I'm making up numbers, but a giant amount percentage-wise of outdoor seating has now been moved to parking spots.
Yes,
so 1 or 2 cars can have 40 people's like enjoyable outdoor space.
Well,
love that.
They passed these laws that like had so many hoops you had to jump through, and it made it so hard for all of these restaurants to keep the seating. And honestly, it was goated. I love the outdoor seating.
Yeah, I mean, just coming back from Europe where everything is outdoor seating, I was like devastated to come back and have no outdoor seating. But like, thankfully, there's a lot of good bars that have little outdoor spaces. But that's like what makes the city enjoyable and like being outside.
Legitimately.
And I'm pissed about it. That would be like Vanessa's rant. It's like, why do we not get outdoor seating? Yeah, so I'm like really upset with that. But my other New York's Hottest Club, which is not a club at all, it's just like a thing. But when I came back from being in Spain, I was on that time zone. So I woke up initially at like 4 a.m. and then have been keeping it up, like waking up at 6 and going to bed at 9 p.m. But oh my gosh, the amount of things you can do in a day.
I will go with you on saying waking up in the morning at like 7 and then it gets to like 10 o'clock and you're like, oh my God, it's been 3 hours and I've been like doing stuff. I can get that. I can totally get that.
It makes me get to like do so much more before I have to go to work. And instead of like, scrolling on my phone after going to work and being exhausted and not having any quality time, like I wake up in the morning, go on an hour-long walk outside with Bonnie and Max, and we like...
That's a bigger key as well. Like,
yeah.
New York in the morning especially.
I know. I'm like literally the serotonin and endorphins. Like I've never been so de-stressed.
Girl, who needs drugs? Who needs drugs?
Literally, I'm like seeing a whole new world now. Like I'm so shocked that I've never been so healthy in my life before. And there's just no like pat on the back because this is literally just because I had like jet lag that was happening to me.
You're
but
like, I didn't choose this, but I love it.
I was like, oh my God, who would have thought that waking up and like doing the healthy thing is actually makes you happy? But like,
guys, listen to this podcast. We have the keys.
Yeah, like I would never do this unless this happened upon me. But like, if I even like me watching someone say this, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. I'm not doing that.
Oh, totally. I'm definitely in that when I wake up at like 10 o'clock on the weekends and I'm like, I'm so tired.
Yeah,
like,
but like
longer.
Now I wake up at 6 and I'm like so excited to wake up because I get to go just do fun stuff. I don't have to like rush to get to work. And
absolutely.
Yeah, it's been so lovely. And like I feel like I'm taking back my time from being tired and then just like having to go to bed or like go do my chores. So I don't know. Highly recommend. Very hot and sexy.
Shout out.
Media Rex.
Yes. Okay, the studio. If you haven't been watching this on Apple TV has been great with Severance in the studio. Like such a funny show. It's with Seth Rogen, Catherine Hahn, where Seth Rogen's like this media exec of like, a Warner Bros type conglomerate, and it is so funny. They shoot it like kind of as like a one shot, one take type thing, but and they're like 25, 30-minute episodes, really short, but fast paced, and legitimately it is one of the shows where I will like laugh out loud throughout the whole episode.
Me too.
So funny.
I feel like also there is like star-studded. There are
Yes.
so many famous
Oh my
people
God,
in
Martin
that.
Scorsese, Josh Hutcherson,
Zac
Zac
Efron.
Efron. He's got like a whole episode.
Yeah.
So great.
And I feel like if you don't even have to work in production or anything, but if you do, like this is so extra funny. I think that's why me, Royal, and your roommate Zoe love it so much. Is because we all work in production and have to like, I don't know. It's
we understand. We
comical.
Get it.
It's great.
But
even if you don't work in that or anything, like
they're short. Okay, you can't watch 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes. Stop scrolling TikTok. Okay.
Yeah, or keep scrolling. Just put it on. Like, somehow now we work for the show to like get the engagement up. But highly recommend. I think that's our new Severance. We're like tuning in, loving that. Okay, I have two more. They're books. The first one is.
You're waking up earlier, being studious. Wow, Vanessa,
I've learned to read.
You changed.
The Rise and Fall of Alexander McQueen and John Galliano, Gods and Kings. I am only about, 12 pages into this.
You're
so
LeBron Jamesing it.
Yeah. So I am hesitant to like talk about a book that I'm literally just started reading.
The first 12 pages, riveting.
They were. Can I tell you the first opening thing is about a story about Galliano drunkenly berating two people at a bar and declaring his hatred towards Jews and love for Hitler.
How insane is that?
So I liked that because I feel like a lot of fashion history books will like glaze over like the Chanel books. They do not talk about her being like affiliated with the Nazis.
Oh, like Prada as well.
Yes, they don't talk about that. Like, I will say a few things after this is like trying to tell the reasoning behind maybe why he was anti-Semitic, because he grew up in an anti-Semitic family, whatever. I don't know. I'm 12 pages and I don't got a lot to tell you, but like so far I'm finding it very enjoyable and it's nice to have a book on my commute. But yeah, I heard by, I think Must Be Margiela, that girl, and I had tried to read it a few years ago and I just like I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like reading right now, whatever. But really highly recommended that. And then now I want to recommend a book I did read. I did read the whole thing, and that is one of my favorite fashion history books. It's called Grace, and this is literally a brick. So Grace, a memoir by Grace Coddington. She works at Vogue. She's like that one lady with the big giant red curly hair that like has worked with Anna Wintour for decades. But she has like such a crazy lifestyle. If you are at all interested in like fashion magazines or fashion photo shoot production or like, yeah, she like was the creative spearhead behind all of these projects.
Damn, I'll have to take that from you.
When I was reading this book, I was so interested. It was like so gripping that I would literally carry this around like all of New York on my commutes to work. This giant, like I was getting so buff.
That's like a dictionary.
No, I'm literally, I would take it like reading to bathhouse when I would go.
Really?
And I would take it on the subway and like I would, literally my bag would be so heavy. I'd have my laptop and this. I was actually getting so strong.
Oh my God.
But like that'll tell you how interesting it was. She had this story in there about how she was way back like decades ago, she was doing a shoot in Russia, and it was for Vogue, and they were shooting on film because that's the cameras they had at the time. That's how old this thing is.
Oh my God,
ancient. So they were shooting on film, and the entire time they were there, they were getting like government spies. They were tapping their phones, like listening in, trying to like, hear about it. And they knew that they were gonna get like detained at the airport or something the film would be like stolen. So they gave it to the model because they figured that she wouldn't have to wear it, or they wouldn't search her.
That's interesting.
And the Russian authority stopped them, and they stopped the model because they heard them on the phone saying that they were gonna give it to the model. And they were like, they pulled out the film and they said, shh. They said that I'm getting to the good part. I'm getting there. They said she had gotten away with keeping the film because they said that they were looking for unexposed film. And she was like, no, look, this one says
Oh.
exposed. It says exposed. They had gotten it mixed up. I think it must have been like an English translation or whatever. So they got away with it and they got the pictures. But I don't know, just like so many cool stories like that. And it's got
So
a lot of
crazy.
pictures if you're scared of reading. It's not that big of a book, but highly recommend. Yeah.
Shout out.
Okay, and then last we got our little
Oh,
tarot
we got 2
cards. So Royal got the Eight of Wands reversed.
It's this Klimt
deck.
Yeah, Klimt
Tarot
deck.
I got a
Really
gift
cool.
from Royal because she really missed me.
Listen,
She got me a new deck of tarot cards, which are really stunning and cute. And
from the MoMA Design Store.
Did you know that when you get tarot cards, like you're not supposed to buy them for yourself? You're either you're supposed to be given them as a gift, or you're supposed to steal them, which I think is bad karma. So I have not stolen them, but
that's actually interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that.
I don't know where that came from, but so you got the reverse Eight of Wands, which means you got to slow down. You know, you're making a lot of decisions. Just make sure that you're chilling out and enjoying life. And
I need that.
Yes.
I need that.
Mine is Queen of Chalices, which basically is just I'm mother.
I'm a mother.
She's
No
a mother.
drama.
She's nurturing. She does all that. So
Shout
we
out.
love.
All right, I think that's it for this episode. We had a great episode. We're
Yeah.
almost at like an hour. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting us. Follow MF on Instagram. Follow me and Vanessa's Instagrams. And then obviously we'll put all of the things we talked about in the bio. Anyways, bye.